You are listening to Mining Stock Education, where you'll learn from the top leaders in the natural resource sector and uncover quality mining investment opportunities.
We're going back in early July for the next phase of drilling, and we look forward because this should be a lot more exciting than the past one. The past one was our first pass. We needed to, make sure that we identify the Campbell shear, we know where it is. Now this time around, holes will be shorter, tighter, and we're should have a lot more mineralized zone intercept.
Thank you for tuning in to Mining Stock Education. I'm your host, Bill Powers, and joining me today is Executive Chairman Gerald Panneton of Gold Terra Corp, one of our Gold Terra Resources Corp, one of our sponsors, ticker symbol YGT in Toronto and YGTFF in the States. Gerald, welcome back onto the program. We've been talking about how you are engaged and have just completed phase one of a drilling program south of the Con Mine outside the city of Yellowknife. Now, the Con Mine, for listeners that aren't aware, produced about 5 to 6 million ounces historically of high-grade gold. And Gerald optioned this project from Newmont and believes that they can discover the extension of the Con Mine. So a 10,000-meter program. Phase one was just completed. Please walk us through this program, Gerald. What are the results and what is the significance that investors should know at this point?
Well, thank you very much, Bill, for inviting me on Mining Education. We're very happy with the first program. The first phase was basically, there's been no drilling for the last 30 years along the strike length of the Campbell shear. And as you mentioned, Campbell shear produced 5 million ounces at an average grade of 15 grams for predecessor of Newmont on the Con Mine, which shut down in 2002-03 approximately. And when gold price was very depressed. And there's still a good resource on the Con Mine. The project now is under liability, but the Campbell shear is a structure that is 70 kilometers strike length. And immediately to the south, there's been some resource outline. And as you can see on the long section and on the mapping that shows the surface map, which shows the drill hole location we did 13 holes this past winter, and we're going back in July. So phase one was to outline the Campbell shear, which is sometimes 100 to 300 meters in width, and sometimes has mineralization and sometimes doesn't have some. But the moment you have, even with our last press release this week, like 1.3 grams over 10 meters in the Campbell shear, you're in the right place. It's just that you need to drill more. For example, some of our first holes on Yellowknife deposit in the continuity, which will be the target when we go back in July, mainly, we have 15 grams over 5 meters, 11 grams over 4 meters. That's exactly what the Campbell shear was all about. It's 4, 5, 6 meters in width, goes to almost 1 gram over 10 meters, 100 meters on strike length. So these are pods, they're lenses that pinch and swell. And the ingredient of the Campbell shear is there. It's just that you need to drill more. And that's exactly what we're planning to do with phase two, another 10,000 meters, and hopefully with a much bigger program next winter. But we're at the right place. Campbell shear is there. Gold mineralization is there. And we just need to drill more.
And so did you get, from your geological vantage point, did you get the information that you were looking for in phase one to plan out phase two?
Definitely. The indication, you can see it on the long section in the last press release or the one on Yellowknife that we did about a month ago, exactly that we know where the Campbell shear is, we know its behavior, we know when the gold mineralization is there. There are some ingredients such as the sericitic alteration, the presence of gold. And when we have quartz veining, smoky quartz, usually we have higher grade mineralization, and that's it's all about. And we've looked at all the level plan of the Newmont mine. We've compiled them. We've looked at the geology. In the mine itself, you go from 1 gram to 10 meters, you move 25 meters, and you hit 15 grams over 10 meters or 7 meters. This is exactly the same mineralization pattern or structural pattern behavior that was at the Con Mine on the Campbell shear is on the Newmont property south of the Con Mine.
So
that we're currently drilling.
So the plan, I understand, is to drill another 10,000 meters. With COVID, how is the COVID situation in Yellowknife, and could that pose, a hindrance to what you want to accomplish?
We have been extremely lucky. We started the program before the pandemic started. We were able to finish our program at the end of April. We went back mid-August last summer, drilled pretty much all winter. Yellowknife is a city of about 25,000 people, 30,000 people. And it lives a lot from tourists and from the diamond mining industry in the Northwest Territory as a platform to service them. In reality, Yellowknife is pro-mining. It's essential to do exploration. It's essential to do mining because all the jobs depends on that. And basically, we just follow the protocols. If most of our people are in town, live in town, our technical team, except one person that comes from the outside. And we run a very, very lean, because before I joined, their average cost was $275 Canadian per meters. And now we're drilling for $200 per meters, all in. So we've really came down, becoming very lean about what we're doing. And next phase program should be more exciting than the first one. The first one, we were trying to line up the Campbell Shear over almost 2.5 kilometers of strike length. So we were drilling every 200 meters, trying to position the Campbell Shear and its mineralization. Now we're going to be focusing more on Yellow Rex, where we had our best result, and also closer on where we think that we should be able to identify high-grade mineralized lenses.
Gerald, so you haven't seen your cost of drilling go up then, because everything around me, housing, food, where I'm at, everything is going up, but your drilling contractor isn't sending you an inflated bill for phase 2 drilling?
Well, as long as you don't buy any wood, you're fine.
Or soybeans or corn.
That's right. Well, the fuel is it is what it is. So there may be a change in the fuel, because a year ago we were at $40 a barrel and now it's $65 a barrel. So there's always like a hit on the fuel. But at the end of the day now, we are using the same contract that when I started in the November 2019, and it's the same contract with the same contractor. People respect the quarantine. Of course, it's easy for people to work because you cannot just go. You're being quarantined. You arrive in town, and if it's a shift change for 6 weeks, and you're gonna have the same driller for 6 weeks, then these two guys, they go to their room. In the first 2 weeks, they have to have their food delivered to their apartment. So everybody is respecting the protocol, and we're able to work. And we're going back in early July for the next phase of drilling. And we look forward, because this should be a lot more exciting than the past one. The past one was our first pass. We needed to, make sure that we identify the Campbell Shear. We know where it is. Now this time around, holes will be shorter, tighter, and we're should have a lot more mineralized zone intercept.
So if you start drilling in early July, when should we start expecting results?
Usually this hasn't changed. We still are bound by 6 weeks from the moment basically we finish a hole, we log it, we send it to the lab. It's a 4 to 6 week delay. So we should start seeing results by the end of August.
And then all through October, maybe? August through
September, October, November. 10,000 meters with one rig will take us approximately 4 months. And we're not going to stop drilling from about July all the way to mid-November. Then we're going to take a break again, build our ice road, and hopefully with better funding in the fall with good results, we look to do maybe 30 to 40,000 meters of drilling next winter.
At the same con mine extension?
Probably. It depends on our success, of course. It depends how much money we can raise. But if you ask me, what would you do next winter? And I would say, if I raise the money for 40,000 meters of drilling next winter, we'll do it. We have some extension of the Samoto that we can do, but the main target will remain the Campbell Shear.
And Gerald, we've talked in the past that because of your experience at Detour, you know how to build a mine. You have the flexibility to move the project forward into feasibility and beyond, or sell it. In regards to selling, there's been some M&A action, some all-cash transactions. What is your current observation and commentary on what's occurring in the M&A space within the mining sector?
Well, everybody has, an interest in growing their company. For us, growing the company is finding more ounces. My target on the Campbell Shear is 1 to 2 million ounces of high-grade mineralization south of the Con Mine. And I think this is achievable. Now we have 1.2 million ounces at Samoto and Crestara. So you combine that together, 3 million ounces becomes very attractive because it's size. It's about size. 10 years of production, 150 to 200,000 ounces a year. This is something that becomes very valuable for any company. Building an underground mine is not like building Detour. When I was the founder and CEO of Detour from inception all the way to our first years of production in 2013. And building a big mine like Detour it's a heavy lift, especially for a junior. Think about it. I raised $2.6 billion over the course of my time at Detour, and 1.5 billion, or 60% of that money went into building the mine alone. And I still remember having to raise money in 2013 when gold price went down from 17 to 1100. Now we have a great timing. Gold is approaching $1,900 again. We know very well, and we can talk a little bit about what I think about gold, but gold is always going to remain a safety net for any investor in the world. And at the end of the day, if M&E, and M&E usually it's interesting, when gold price goes up, M&E goes up. In reality, M&E should be strong when the price of gold is lower because it's cheaper, but people are worried. So they start buying only when the gold goes up. My job is to create value for shareholders. I personally, our family own 5.3 million shares of Gold Terra. We are very excited about working in Canada, in Yellowknife, with infrastructures. We don't have to bring people. Everybody goes home at night. It's very, very important. And the cost of underground mining when you're already in town is a lot better than going in 200 or 300 kilometers away from town. You think about, I still remember building Detour and being compared with Canadian Malartic and a Cisco, and I could never come up with the same numbers as a Cisco because a Cisco, damn, everybody goes home at night. It's such an advantage. Nobody realized how important it is to be in town. So having 3 million ounces in town, it would be a very good and nice achievement, and maybe more. I think I'm very open to find a lot more because of our land position and because of potential that lies in the Campbell Shear and what has been done. Don't remember, 14 million ounces produced so far, and the Campbell Shear is open, north and south.
So Gerald, before you go, Bitcoin's been selling off. If you had a choice between gold or Bitcoin, which one would you buy here?
Well, this is a very personal question. And you're asking a person that has been in gold for 40 years to answer that question? It's kind of like, I'm sorry, but no, I'm not interested in Bitcoin because, first of all, I do not know and understand how they do that. And when they use the term mining Bitcoins, I really don't understand. For me, mining is underground mining or open pit mining, and gold is a safety net. It's a value. Think about it. If your house burned, all your digital Bitcoin and whatever paper, US dollar, Canadian dollar, euros, all the papers have is gone, ashes. Go with metal detector and you'll find your gold. Gold is the safest investment anybody could ever have. I'm not going to change this. I've been in it for 40 years and I feel safe.
Excellent. All right. The company again is Gold Terra Resources Corp. Website is goldterracorp.com. Ticker symbol again, YGT in Canada and YGTFF in the States. Gerald will be paying close attention to phase 2 drilling, and we'll have you on again soon to talk about it.
Thank you very much, Bill.